Right out of focus. Do. Hey, what's up, everybody? Hey, my Legion. How y'all doing today? Once again, another live stream. Like, I mean, this thing, it's really weird. I remember, like, on The Simpsons, right? Um, and he was like influencer. He had to reveal this stuff. And he said he couldn't keep up. It's too much. I mean, I gotta get caught up on TV shows. I got carried away on AI on a Copilot. I love. Well, that's one of the directions my channel's going. More professionally made thumbnails. And now those thumbnails that John took pictures of, those stay. Those stay. They only can be altered. Those are brilliant. I'm so glad he did that. He did an amazing job. Those stay with those two, the one we did. And then the ones on with the Copilot, amazing stuff. I mean, I have to sometimes correct them though. Or I put like, I want to bring Maggie back, even though she passed away. He put her a couple thumbnails. And well, the first one he said Maggie, he put like a beagle on there. Maggie's not a dog, it's a kitty. I miss her though. I love that kitty. Yeah, I got one for I saw the Randy Rhodes thing, right? I did that. I got one for Bash to the Beach because I heard start. I mean, I don't watch WCW. I mean, I've watched some of the episode things in the past, like in Germany, they'd have so many wrestling tapes. They only had so many WWE tapes or WF tapes. So I read stuff from other promotions. Some of them were good, some were not. Like the Chi-Town Rumble, that was really boring. That was one of the 2 or 3 hours WCW pay-per-views. I was never really big into WCW. It's okay. They had a couple things that I've never seen that were kind of cool. Or something involving two semis that looked really cool. I mean, Dad was saying it's really getting really good. Back in the day, a long time ago, when Dad was still alive. I never really got into it though. They had I think whenever Vince McMahon bought WCW. I mean, this was after that Bash to the Beach. I think they had a show on Saturday. It would be at 1 o'clock on WB or UPN. Maybe it was UPN, and they had a show on there. And then, I think when he bought it, they had the one last episode. And that was it for that show, and it was like a recap show or something like that. Just like what WWE would have, like Jacked, or Jacked was the one show that was on. That's the one show no one remembers. I heard one person, one reference to Jacked ever. No one ever talked about the show. It was like a recap show that was on 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock at night on UPN. Well, UPN UPN Saturday nights. I mean, these are years ago. They went, yeah. Oh, really? Oh, wow, crazy. Well, I don't have the AOL. Oh. AOL has stuff to do with what the hell was it? The Bash at the Beach thing too. Okay, that helped promote the sale when they sold WCW to Vince McMahon. Right. Well, I'll let you know. Until I mentioned that, I guess as time went on, like WCW was really like ahead of the curve at Monday Night Wars, and then when Ted Turner owned it, right? He owned it, and then a bunch of the figureheads didn't want to be associated with wrestling. Time Warner and AOL didn't want to be associated with wrestling, right? So they eventually left it. And when they were going to sell it, I think, what's his face? Eric Bischoff wanted to buy it for $67 million, right? With Ted Turner's money, right? And then all of a sudden they got a call and they said it was a go. But Vince McMahon wanted to buy it, right? And AOL didn't want it. They sold to Vince McMahon for cheap. Now, I mean, it's a lot of money to us, but I mean, this is a big wrestling company, right? That hat was on the air, I mean, for years. It was still popular, still a lot of money behind it. They sold Vince McMahon bought WCW for, I never knew this till today. Vince McMahon bought WCW for $2.5 million, and then a tape library, all the tapes, all WCW matches for $1.7 million. That's $4.2 million. That's a steal if you're going to buy another company, you know? I mean, far better than $67 million. I think Ted Turner walked away for $67 million. I think he gave up on it, though. That's crazy. That should be that should be oh man, I got to do that as a video too. That'll be cool. Yeah, that'd be a great idea for a video. Anyways, let's go back to back to the beach. I mean, back to the beach. Now, I didn't know about this. I mean, I was watching shoot interviews, or maybe I did a long time ago, and I don't remember it. Like you said, I don't really follow WCW that much. I mean, they had some ideas and stuff, but I was more a WWE or WWF fan back then. I mean, I don't really talk about much anymore. And when they shoot interviews, they had like they're talking about what Vince Russo did, and he said, "I know mediocre was despicable," so I started looking it up. And, oh man, I didn't know that. I bet you there's a dark side of the ring for it. Sure enough, there was. And basically, what happened was, they talk about the Monday Night Wars. Vince Russo was a writer for Vince McMahon. He started like in '91, right? And they had like WCW was becoming when Ted Turner took it over. They went head to head. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, I know it was really weird, man. You should see the first one. The first one's more goofy, but the second one is like musical and stuff. It's really crazy, though. Yeah, I mean, if you like, I mean, I'm this is I hope you stay with my channel. I think you'll like it. I try to do like if I mean I review different types of movies. I review goofy ones, and that's really a goofy, crazy movie. It really is. I mean, the musical aspect, the musical part, were really like threw me for a loop. The first one's crazy enough, but it's crazy in a it's crazy in a different way. And there's a scene where like the Ouija is like a ghost shark, right? I think this girl was smoking a joint and she gave it to a shark or something like that. And someone had I know I had a thumbnail for that, right? I took a screenshot. That guy from Good Bad Flicks used that screenshot. He had to have in one of the videos. Yeah, if you get a chance. Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Oh cool, awesome. I mean there's also other shark stuff I did. Yeah. I mean, yeah, stay with the channel. I appreciate you, man. I mean, I do like. Oh, there's this community that I'm kind of on the outs with. I mean, they don't agree with me on a bunch of stuff, and they just do like the most boring stuff. I'm the one that does interesting stuff like food reviews, movie reviews, TV show reviews, drink reviews, what have you. And they just like go live and stuff and just bicker like heads and stuff. It's it's not the thing, but this is the thing right here. Yeah, please stay with me. Yeah, no problem. Like I said, Bash at the Beach. Like I said, I got to do a video about how much Vince McMahon paid for WCW. I had no idea about that. With Bash at the Beach, it was like a pay per view, and then like they're saying, like Jeff Jarrett said, it was like the biggest, worst night of his life, or something like that. The biggest blunder or the biggest black eye in WCW. Probably one of the worst, most embarrassing nights of his career. And basically, what happened was that Vince Russo was working for Vince McMahon, and then they helped with the Attitude Era, right? Whenever WCW was competing against them in the Monday Night Wars, they were winning for a long time. And then Vince Russo helped those. Well, he said he did, like turn the script on its head, right, and start making more outrageous content. And then eventually, Whenever WCW was beating WWE, I think it beat it for like 82 weeks straight in the ratings for Monday night. They started getting those ratings back, and then WCW couldn't compete after that. Anyways, he had to ask. He asked Vince McMahon something, and he said like, "Hey, I need my I need to move my family down closer to where I'm at, and I need to have like some time, need help with some time off to move my family down close to where I'm at. So I helped my wife because she'd watch my kids and stuff." And then the man said, "You make enough money, you should hire a nanny." And after that, he quit. Right? He started working for WCW, and basically it was like, it's like going head to head with Eric Bischoff because Vince. A lot of people don't like Vince Russo at all, and it came down to something like, there's a producer for the show, Dave Melcher, something like that. And it's like, they wanted Eric Bischoff to be creative, right? And Eric Vince Russo was still like a head writer there, and they were saying like, if there's like a disagreement, they have to go to Dave Meltzer or something. Ask him who should do whatever the business. And I guess at the time when they bought Hulk Hogan, they got Hulk Hogan over there. They had a contract. And a contract had something like creative control of his character, right? Because a lot of times you think about, for wrestling, what's best for the business, not what's best for the individual. Because it's different. It's like a whole big, well, it's just a whole big work, right? You know, when I mean, the falls and stuff, the injuries are real. A lot of times the outcomes are predetermined. That's the big thing right there. But they choreograph, not choreograph, but they talk through a match and stuff like that. You know, when they get big in the business, and basically, I guess the Hulk Hogan, when he signed on, he asked for something unheard of. A lot of wrestlers ask for creative control of their character and stuff like that. Whether it means they can turn down storylines where they can say like they lose a belt or something, they could turn that down. Now I know like, um, Jeff Jarrett was saying like that's a conflict of interest. You're talking about like going against what's best for the wrestling business, the wrestling company, as opposed to doing what you want to do, you know, with your character. Well, anyways, they would have the song a bash to the beach, and the story was that he wanted Hulk Hogan to lose the um he wanted Hulk Hogan to lose the belt, lose to Jeff Jarrett, and then like Jeff Jarrett and Booker T would win, would wrestle and Booker T would win and keep the belt. That was the thing because he felt like Booker T, Vince Russo did, felt like Booker T busted his butt long enough, and they're trying to do something different, like someone of color, winning that because they haven't done that in a long time. They did it somewhat back in the day. Well, I mean, not now, but back then. And anyways, what was I saying? They wanted the thing is Hulk wanted to keep the belt, you know, and Vince Russo said no. Well, Vince Russo had a thing saying like, "Oh, we want you to lose the belt to Jeff Jarrett and stuff," and then he said, "No, I'm not going to lose the belt." And then he said like, he wrote him another thing saying like he's going to beat the crap out of him by Jeff Jarrett, whoever else was in the ring, and then uh then still lose the belt, but he said, okay, that's good enough. And I guess that's it. Time of the story of the pay per view is like a Friday night. And I know like Eric Bischoff said, hey, something's going on. We need to talk to Hulk Hogan. And then they said like both Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff predetermined that he would leave with that belt. He would leave the building with that belt, right? And it turned into a work like they were going to say like he was going to lay down to Jeff Jarrett and get the belt anyways, and And then I know Vince Russo went to Jeff Jarrett saying like, "Hey, Hulk Hogan doesn't want to play ball," and he said he said he's not going to lose the belt to you and stuff like that. He's going to keep the belt. And what he said, what we wanted you to do is just take a dive, you know, to make everyone know you weren't in on it. And basically, when he came out there, he waited for a while because Jeff Jarrett was shocked. He waited a while, and then he came out, and then like he walked around. You know how they about ready to lock up? He walked around for like about 10 seconds, and then he laid down right there in front of him. And then like Hulk Hogan was like looking in shock, right? Because he said like um Vince Russo said he was gonna do what he wants to do. He don't care what happens. And because he said like whenever the belt leaves, that belt's no longer valid. He's gonna say create another belt and have Booker T win it. All right, that's what happened. And then they had a lawsuit going in there. And the one thing is on the trees and stuff, they had a bunch of wrestling paraphernalia there. Pretty cool stuff. And he went in there, and they had Vince McMahon there, and they were just saying like, not Vince McMahon, the other guy. He laid down, and then like Vince Russo came, hey, he's your belt. He threw it in the ring, and Hulk Hogan's like, you know what? It's because of you. That's why this company's in the shitter, right? You know, because they were swearing back and forth. And then he left. No. After he put his boot on Hulk Hogan, Hulk Hogan put his boot on Jared's chest. The referee counted three, and just Jared just rolled out and walked off in disgust. I think he's still mad at Hogan about this too. Anyways, it was just a crazy match. Uh, when he left, and then Hogan said, "Yeah, because of you, that's why this company's in the state is today." And then then him and Eric Bischoff left, and then they were just playing their high five and stuff because that's what they wanted to have happen, anyways. You know, so they were happy about that. And then all of a sudden, like, they had what else they have? Well, they had a spoon of stuff there to eat with. I can't remember. A long time ago. Anyways, they were in a plane and they were high five stuff like that because they got their way, though. I mean, they had to just do it a certain way. And I guess after that, Vince Russo came out and made a scathing uh, interview on the ring and stuff like that, saying like calling Hogan a dumb son of a bitch and all this other stuff. And Hulk Hogan um, actually shared it on. I don't know where he shared it. Maybe he shared it on here. You look. I don't know. I can't tell from here. I have one little flag from that place. So, but nothing else after that. Anyways, they go to a place called the Legion, right? And what happened was she was ready to go to sleep, and then she ended up, it's all magic anyway. She just the way they do it, it's like time lapse photography. It wasn't. She was just sitting down and laying next to Terry Funk, right? Yeah, I wanted to mention stuff. Well, first of all, I'm glad she's okay, buddy. I'm glad. I'm glad. Did you see the video I lost my nephew? One nephew? Oh, I'm sorry. Ouch. Yeah, it was cool. Exactly. Exactly. That's what it's about. Sharing knowledge with people. But knowledge is power. That's what they say, anyways. Hmm. Yeah, it's pretty cool to get a little bit of yawning going on. But I mean, I liked it. And then it was so bad. He said Hulk Hogan, Vince Russo came in really loving him. He said, like, Hulk Hogan, you're in there outside this ring, you better shave your bald head. And really insulting stuff. I mean, I'm like a little bit tongue tied, but I mean, they did some funny stuff on the show. I think also Archie Bunker let off on something comedy too. It wasn't the same thing. Because I wanted the hell the Loose show in like the 80s, that was like painful to watch. It felt like she's getting Oh, really? Oh, okay. Oh man, Cowboy's awesome. Cowboy's wonderful. I have not seen the new Superman. I'm probably gonna watch it eventually. Uh, I just got so much. I mean, there was so much stuff to watch. I was excited to see that new um what the hell was it, Karate Kid Legend. I was glad to see that though, but I was I was somewhat disappointed with the movie though. It was all right, but no, with Bash at the Beach, when he was saying stuff to Hulk Hogan, called him a bald motherfucker. I mean, not bald. I mean, not motherfucker, but bald. I mean, call him bald. And I guess he don't like being called that. He sued he sued for defamation. But basically, it was saying like um, Vince Russo was trying to tell him what his character couldn't do, and he came out there saying all this heinous stuff to him, and he was already in on the plane. When he came off the plane, his phone started ringing about stuff that Vince Russo did. So he did pay for that, and then whenever he got thrown out. Whenever he got that happened, he said like he was fed with WCW, and he said like I'm trying to get out of my contract, and he's trying to get like one more paycheck from AOL, and I guess he got a big one too, you know. Um, but no, I mean, other thing was all right. I mean, I thought those things were good, you know. So I guess that's it, everybody. Trying to think anything else happening. Um, I don't mind. I love going live. I love going live. I mean, it's just like it'll be fun. Yeah, it's actually LOL. Yeah. Oh, and then like I said, I got to do a video about this. I had no idea because Vince McMahon bought out WCW and all their merchandise, everything went with it, including like the podcast, the FM podcast. He bought that thing for cheap though. He bought the one for like $3.4 million, right? And then like Gorilla Monsoon had like one that had like had garlic powder. It sounds really good. So I mean, that's about it. I like to. I give it a 10 out of 10. It's a lot of fun. I didn't think I wasn't sure if I'd like it or not. But I like it. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that very much. Yeah, J Case is pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to like. Oh, let me go back to Back in the Beach. I'm getting too far ahead of myself. Mainly talking about like it being thrown out of court, and I'd say how ridiculous it was, and you know what Eric Bischoff's okay, what Eric Bischoff wanted to do was he wanted to take the belt home with Hulk Hogan, right, and then reintroduce it. They said they're going to create a new belt at Hell Havoc, and then like they're doing like this big tournament where people wrestle to find get the championship, right? And I guess at some time Hulk Hogan would come out and say, "Oh no, 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 that's my championship." And then they would have him, I think, win it again or something like that. And that'd be the way they went for Halloween Havoc. That was supposed to be a storyline, I guess, that was pretty much all Eric Bischoff between the last broadcast of Monday night or last broadcast of this thing and the the trade. That was really cool. So I give it a 10 out of 10. I think I like the series. There's other stuff I haven't seen. I gotta go through and see what I've seen, what I haven't seen. But I like the orange chicken was really good. I liked it. All right, let's see what we got. Oh, let's see. Oh, really? Oh, yeah, yeah. I heard they're going to Saudi Arabia. Yep. Yeah, Saudi Arabia. Oh, damn. I don't know. It's gonna be crazy. You know. But I really like that. That Bash to the Beach was really good. I like that. 10 out of 10. Interesting stuff. Uh, like I said, whenever Vince McMahon, because not soon after that, Vince McMahon bought WCW. There was a whole big internet, a whole big simulcast between both episodes where Shane McMahon came out and was telling Dad to kiss his ass. Shane McMahon was in charge of WCW. Vince McMahon said, like, he said, whenever you have competition, you crush your competition. And he said, double Jared is double G, J double God, right? I guess he's like, oh, he held up Vince McMahon, Jeff Jarrett did because um, there was a SummerSlam match with him in China, right? And then he had, I think he was going to get 100,000 or something like that. And then he said he's not doing it unless he gets $250,000. That pisses Vince McMahon off. He don't like when people do that, you know. So he was on the outs. Um, so I mean that's how the show ended. Now, whenever they did sell that, Vince McMahon, like I said, AOL. You mentioned AOL. AOL didn't want it turned. AOL did not want that property at all. You know, maybe they're being snobs. So, oh, look, our noses up to stuff like just like Paramount Pictures, who made all those Friday the 13th movies. They never mention them now, and that's horror history right there too. You know. Well, anyways, like I said, yeah, I give it a 10 out of 10. You know, it's a really good show. Uh, what's wrong? Oh my god. Oh, you're back on the beach? Yeah, yeah. Back to the beach part two. I got no love for those beaches. Yeah, it was better. Yeah. I saw though I mean I watched a couple of those well I remember like in Germany, I mean not Germany, in Canada when they play those beach party movies with like that food and jello and stuff. I watched a couple on there. And then there was one called Back to the Beach that played in theaters. I never saw it. I never saw it. I saw Cisco O'Neill review and they said it was funny as the hell. So I eventually watched it and I really enjoyed it. I don't think I not sure if if I was able to see it at the theater. I don't know. I mean that was good. It's a good movie. It was funny. As far as like the sale, because like Vince McMahon bought WCW. And what he paid I was shocked because I think that they were going to have a counter offer with Eric Bischoff buying the company for $67 million, and Ted Turner would help him. You know, and I guess like they were like negotiations because Vince McMahon wanted to buy it, and because like Time Warner, I mean Ted Turner loves his wrestling. He wanted to keep wrestling on TBS. And they were the first live broadcast from that he created. That was like because like before like Monday Night Raw was all taped and stuff and pre-taped, and they want to do like live broadcasts, and that's what he first started to do, you know. And what happened was, shit, what happened? You know, he just, I mean, that's what led to like going head to head against WWE because I think WCW used to have shows on Wednesday nights at 9 o'clock. You know, and they didn't want to go back to back like that. And then I know Gene Oakland was saying like, why don't they? When he talked about the Monday Night Wars, he said, why wouldn't they do something like they'd have like Monday Night Raw one night, and then the next night they have WCW, so both so they can both watch both shows. You know, the wrestling fans. That's what's about the fans, but he understood the business like it was a big pop for them. And whenever I started turning things around, they were like WCW was on beat WWE for like 82 weeks straight, I think, or 85 weeks straight. That was a big deal because WWE was always the most biggest wrestling promotion, you know, and then WCW was the second biggest, you know. That's what it always, and then ECW would be third, I think. That's back in the day, you know. I think WWE bought ECW too. Now I never watched those. On Sci-Fi, they had like a hour-long ECW thing. I never watched any of those. I know it wasn't the same as the other ones, but they did buy up a lot of ECW talent like Sandman, Tajiri, oh god, Jerry Lynn, Lance Storm. I mean, some of those people, you know, and it was all right for a while. I know Sandman didn't last that long. I like Sandman. I think Sandman's cool. Um, yeah, and then like I don't know how much they bought ECW for, but they did buy they did buy that out too, you know. So they have amazing uh, tape collection. I mean, well, not tapes, but it's on different media. But I mean, you could show that stuff 24/7. You could have a make a Roku channel, right, and make a 24-hour wrestling thing, and then charge for that. That'd be cool. I'd go in there, you know. Um, I mean, that's about it for that. I just wanted to tell you about that, and I like the show a lot. I like the show, so I guess that's it, everybody. You know, I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody in the chat for being so incredibly cool. And let me see. Let me see if I have where I'm at, and if I was homework, I'd do like better stuff, you know. And she didn't know. And there was a photo like of this person. It's not like text to speech or something like that. And you know, they would go over like a lot of the. Oh, you take care too. Take. I mean, I hope you still can stay with the channel. Yeah. And a lot of times, like, oh god, what happened? Like, I don't know, people just bulk out or something like that, you know. I mean, it was a very controversial. They said like the darkest day in the WCW history. I mean, you could do like a. They have like these 24-hour channels on YouTube or whatever, and they have like a 24-hour red green channel. And you do a 24-hour. Well, they were doing that though. Just show like tape after tape after tape. I mean, you got like a wealth of information for years to come. So that's cool. I'm glad you able to get a coffee for that. You know, I know enough. They ain't go to Sheets again. Nope, that's a nobody. That's a nope, nope, nope. So I mean, I guess that's it. Yeah, I just want to let you know what happened and straighten that out because I am bringing it back up. It's like it's easy to get confused with all office politics and stuff. I might have to check out next time, but I don't think it's fair. But I'll do it. You know. Um, what else is going on? Not a whole lot else. I know that one guy came back. That Wang or Jag or whatever his name is. Yeah. No. Yeah, everything's good. Yep. Heck yeah. But I mean, that's about it for the review. I give it like a 10 out of 10. Very informative. I think Vince Russo comes off being kind of like a jerk and stuff. The way he talks, the way he postures and stuff, you know. I definitely want to get, if I get the Halloween menu today, I can't believe I kicked myself off the stream. So dumbass me. Yeah. Oh, everything's okay. Oh, thank God. Thank God. Thank you, JoJo. I mean, that's a big relief. I mean, like all the YouTube stuff, when real life stuff like that. Thank you. That's a good. I'm glad. I'm glad everything's okay. I was worried about a little guy. No, no, I'm still here. I'm still. I hit the wrong damn button. I didn't realize it. I'm sorry about that. Well, like coming down to it, I think it just came down to, like I said, Hogan sided with Bischoff, right? He didn't like Vince Russo, and it just came to like two power people trying to butt heads. Vince Russo had an idea. Eric Bischoff had an idea. Eric Bischoff had the idea where Hulk Hogan would win to keep the belt, leave the company with it. The next pay per view with Halloween Havoc. I gotta say, since Hulk Hogan left the company, the belt is null and void. So they had to make they're gonna like compete for a new belt. And all of a sudden, like Hulk Hogan came and said, "Oh no, that's my belt." No. They stripped the belt from him instead. They stripped the belt from him. They had him compete. And no, that's my belt. And that's how they did. I guess they would have done Hillary Havoc, but if Vince Russo would have screwed everything up. I said like with him, he wanted them to lose the belt so he could give it to Booker T. That's pretty much the whole thing. And it was really crazy. Like I said, I mean, I don't follow WCW, but I'm glad I watched this episode. These episodes of Beyond the Mat, I mean not Beyond the Mat, Dark Side of the Ring, fantastic. Now they're doing heavy metal stuff now. I reviewed the Wendy Williams. I reviewed the Randy Rhodes one. It was great. I'm glad everything's okay. Um, well, little ones, you gotta make sure they're all right. Um, but I really liked the show. I thought it was quite good. And usually it's not that rare for me to say a show's good or not. I usually don't at all. Well, I do. I don't know. And anyways, yeah, that's my review of that No One Hill Bash the Beach. And I'm like a tradition started as like SummerSlam or what have you. And it started off with what the hell was it? It was like a plush with like a little fur stuff on here. There we go. But like I said, it was amazing. The history that wrestling has with people and stuff. Cause I grew up during this time too. I remember Iron Mike Sharp, not big like, not, not mainly, but I mean he was cool. Um, so I guess that's it, everybody. Oh well, whatever. Okay, then check this out. This man WCW is a multilingual billionaire waitress movie. And I got dipping sauce for the potatoes. I had two things of that ranch. See, it's got the Tim Hortons thing on there. And okay. And what happened was he turned he no, you don't want to sweater get hot or anything like that. You gotta be kind of careful. So that's it for my review of Bash the Beach from Dark Side Ring. Oh, yeah, I keep forgetting. Whenever because Vince about selling WCW, um, I guess Eric Bischoff wanted to keep it going, so he was given like $67 million to buy the company, and then of course a year or two later he's invited back on, so he's part of WWE now. And they had like a thing where um, what was it? I can't remember. Yeah. Like I said, whenever he came over, um, well, they had carnival games where they have like a thing where you pitch a certain game, and no matter what the number is, it might take a while for you to get it. I want like some like a little rattlesnake head thing, but snake instead of rattlesnake. Really, it did. It did. So you have it. Well, I end the stream. I don't want to use up all my stream hours. All right, take care and take care of Legion.